Sine Chejile, we have Benjamin Francis of Atland, we have Efe Ambrose, we have Solomon Kwambe, the Sunshine Stars fullback, Godfrey Babona, Azuke Gwekwe. I hope he has recovered from the Federation Cup penalty miss. And of course, we have James Okosa, of course, former Rangers captain now in South Africa. In the midfield, we have Mikel Obi, of course, you don't know, he's the stalwart in the midfield. John Hogu, Ogeyo Nazi. These are the usual suspects, like you mentioned. We have Nosai Gebo, Victor Moses, Sunday Mba, Namdi Oduamadi. Yeah, the forward, Ahmed Musa, Brown Ide, Shola Miobi, of course, likely going to be having a full. I hope this guy gets to the World Cup because he's going to cap up his wonderful career with the qualifying for the when he dons the green and white jerseys of the Super League. Mane Minike, Obinan Sofo, and of course Uchenwo. You don't change your winning team. This is the Malawi team. Okay, so any omissions for you? No omission because, like I said, the boys that played in Calabar, those who were listed for that game against Malawi in Calabar, we see the same score. So I don't think because maybe the coach is really impressed with the game. But again, we still have some of them who could not feature in that game against Malawi in Calabar. Still turned up for the game against Burkina Faso in Kaduna. They showed like million stars, even though people said it's not a big game. It doesn't matter. We took advantage of the. Let's quickly talk about something aside our players before we go to the Golden Glove. We also hear that the NFF is mapping out strategies to avoid the high altitude. Remember, under Coach Samson Siasia, we almost in fact, later on we didn't get to qualify, but even at that stage, the trouble signals were showing because that game against Ethiopia ended in a draw. And so they're trying to map out strategies, probably a situation where they will just fly in, play the game, and leave. I don't know if you agree with such plans. This is not the first time we are doing that. The game against Kenya, that was the qualifier for the 2010 World Cup in Nairobi. We went straight, and we came back after that game. We came back after that game. Because I think from the NFF end, if you cannot stay 5 days to the game, then you have to go 24 hours. There's no way you get used to the weather. Maybe 48 hours, maybe 72 hours. You have to stay close to like 5 days before that game so that you can acclimatize fully if you want to remain in that country. But the best way to avoid, try to overcome that issue of high altitude, you have to go straight 24 hours to that game. Go straight into the game, then you move back after the game. And that's the strategy. And that's what we used to. We don't get exhausted before that game because it's not easy playing in high altitude areas. The Argentines have suffered for that. We saw the defeat in the history of Argentine football against Bolivia. So we don't want that to happen, even though some of us people will say yes, Ethiopia, but these are some of the factors that they are. You need to consider carefully. Factors. You can't rule them out. They could affect, but you can't blame the Ethiopians for that because that's their terrain, and it's not a ploy. Well, they call it the act of God. They even say all is fair in war. So it's not a ploy. It's an act of God. That's what I'm saying. All is fair. I mean, so there's nothing wrong. It's what they have. If they use it to their advantage, I mean, use whatever you have to your own advantage as well. Let's step down a little and talk about the Golden Eaglets. I think it's good these days that we have somewhat toned down our expectations from that team. Most of us are not really even talking about that team anymore. But the news is that these guys the final phase of the preparation for the FIFA Under-17 will start. They're going to Qatar with 31 players. At the end of the day, it's going to be pruned down to the actual number that's going to go for the World Cup. And for me, I still think it's part of the fact that they didn't win the CAF African Junior Championships. I still feel that this is a side for the future. They are the stars for the future. The same way I went to Calabar, I saw the Super Eagles. I still went to the training camp of these guys. I think the two of their training camps, one at the UGS Wellness Stadium, the other one at the secondary school. They call this St. Patrick's Secondary School in Calabar. I saw their training. I saw the guys at close range. Saw the kind of training they don't train. They train so early in the morning. 6 a.m. They are up to training. That's discipline. That's discipline. And you know, at this level, you have to do that. When you have former Under-17 winner as a coach, the someone who got to the final of the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Saudi as a goalkeeper trainer, former African Footballer of the Year, Nations Cup winner. So they understand the terrain. They understand what it means to groom young boys. And Nguduka Agbade is what I mean. I think that is his he's good at grooming young boys, youngsters. So I think they are a solid backup for Coach Manu Garba. Solid backup. Players who have played the game, won titles, one individual lawyers.
They have experience at that level.
Yes, and of course they're working like a solid team. It's not. When I saw that train, I thought one man would be calling
in charge.
Calling the shot, but he doesn't. But everybody has his own role.
People say when you get in their camp, you almost will not know.
We don't know who is the
coach.
Who is the coach, because
and I think it's good.
The pedigree of Amunike will make you believe that Amunike is the chief coach.
Maybe he's in
charge.
charge.
Is there. And you have an Emeka Madi. So you have a Manu Garba, which a lot of people don't know. But I think that's a synergy, and that works for a team. When you have your technical crew who work in tandem, you don't know who's in charge. There's no
loophole to be exploited.
So, and the boys can look up to them and say, yes, if these men can become so united, so why can't we copy this bonding, this
yes, and do well
from this other men.
All right, we just hope that the guys will get it right. That's Nduka Ogbade in your picture. And the boys have been decimated once or twice by the MRI scan. But in spite of that, we must give them kudos.
We can still get some other boys to do the job.
Definitely. All right, we'll go on another break. This time, we'll take you to something from the Glow Premier League, a game between Shooting Stars and Sharks of Port Harcourt. We'll go on that break. When we come back, we'll leave Nigeria, stay on the continent, look at the CAF Champions League and CAF Confederations Cup.
Stadium, but you expect the stadium to be filled as the match progresses, as it is the situation here in Ibadan whenever the Shooting Stars Sports Club comes to play. As the dugout and the players will begin to emerge, led by the match commissioner here, and of course he is a civil servant. Oh, the officials here today, civil servant, unfine terrible gone by in there. Bolan Salami and the Shooting Stars in all blue here. And Sharks of Port Harcourt in their traditional red and white away jersey. Sharks are usually in blue also whenever they play at home. So that is the setting here this beautiful afternoon. Clement weather, good enough to play football. And football will certainly be played here. Match day 31 of Nigeria Global Premier League. About all that, but let's check out the team sheet for the home side here this beautiful afternoon in the ancient city of Ibadan. Abiodun Akonde will be the goalkeeper. Lots of rotation on the side of Shooting Stars, and Abiodun Akonde will be between the sticks for the side here today. He was a regular goalkeeper in all the Federation Cup match.
On the table is today, so for Shooting Stars they have to jump
because at the bottom of the table for them right now, lots of things will be coming to play in order to get the 3 points at stake here today. Match on the way, and a Titan at the back. We'll see what the coach is going to... And this is it! It's a goal for the Sharks of Port Harcourt! Unbelievable!
Shooting Stars, they went to sleep there just 10 seconds after their defense linkman Gabriel Olaleko was sent off. That was some piece of quality. Fantastic finish. Fortune or Moniwari. That was a wonderful class finish. Just watch here. Didn't break stride. He took it on the volley into the top corner. Absolutely nothing. That Abiodun Akonde just what that was a peach of a goal off the top of the crossbar into the top corner. Fantastic finish. 1-0 to the visitors.
Unbelievable situation here at the Lagos Salami Stadium. Fortune or Moniwari breaking the backs of it. And what a goal here. Asupo. And that is a penalty. The referee will confirm that in a moment. A yellow card. And I'm sure a penalty will be awarded. And it must have been justified. Yellow card to Jonah Abutu.
Well, the pressure from Shooting Stars have been building and building and building. The referee has not yet pointed to the penalties. He actually has. I think that was a penalty wherever in any planet on this.
I'm sure you would have given a penalty to.
I would have given a penalty for that. That was very, very clear indeed. But that was a very wild lunge coming from Jonah Abutu. I thought he should have been more experienced. He knew it as soon as he did it that he had put his team in trouble. When a penalty is good to get, to score it is another matter entirely.
The way Shooting Stars play today, they need a calm head to stick this one into the back of the net.